Greetings, everyone. Welcome back. We're going to play another round, another league with 67 oops. We're going to go with the same 75 now that I have a better understanding, personally, of how to play it and feel like get a better understanding of how to sideboard as well. Hopefully, we do better like we did in the second half of that other league. If you're curious how this works, we're looking for a turn 3 kill, otherwise it can win on the draw step of turn 4 pretty consistently. We want to keep hands with at least 3 of these lands, one of these ramp cards. Sorry, the sword shouldn't be in with the ramp cards. And one of these win cons. Ideally, one of these. What is this? 11. These 8 or these 3. And then we win with some combination of these cards, either on turn 3 with Vengefines and Creeping Chills doing all the damage, or we go to the next upkeep and we win with Memory's Journey and a Jolted Awake cast on Thassa's Oracle. We play 67 main because it gives us the best chance to have those cards that we wanted in our hand, as well as not having one of these cards in our hand. Sideboard down to 60 cards, which is why our sideboard is only 8 cards. Pretty fun. I stumbled in the first couple matches there. I wasn't playing optimally. Definitely my mistake. I like playing this as an anti-blue Belcher deck. And obviously, I've said this before. I don't think any deck can say, like, I have a super favored matchup against blue Belcher. Unless you're winning quickly with all 1-drops, blue Belcher has some way to interact with you, because you have to, or you're winning without resolving spells, because blue Belcher gets to play so much counter magic. That's why it's such a powerful combo deck. I'm sure the mono white control / land destruction decks have a pretty positive win rate against it, and mill is typically pretty good against it. But this deck should be pretty decent in that our win cons become win cons at killing them, and we can. It's pretty flexible. We can win the turn before blue Belcher can win. That being said, if they have a counterspell for our 1 win con and then have the win, we probably lose. But our Orum's Chance and Pax can hopefully give us a little more play against it. So we'll see. We don't have as much instant speed as blue Belcher does, obviously. Look at that. As soon as I look at the deck, we get paired. IP banned. We lost. We tied at 2, and then we rolled a 4. If only we'd rolled the 4 first. Oh, Narcomoeba, you just love being in my hand. One of in 67 cards. I've seen it in like 5 starting hands. Out of like 10. No, but we mulligan this. We don't have a win con, so it's not really a consideration. We technically have 1 black source and whatever. Like if this was a win con, we would keep, but it's not. So pretty easy mull. Still don't have a win con, so we're worth mulling here. Obviously, 2 Creeping Chills and the Thoracle in hand are also awkward. Oh, what did our opponent is a Gigantha Okay, good to know. Wow, some really awkward ones. This time I'm pretty sure it's not me mulliganing hands I was supposed to keep because I haven't seen a win con yet. I think that I really am supposed to mulligan, but here we go. Down to 4. Yikes. I know technically our whole deck has 0 lands, but we have 0 lands. Man, why does it have to be like this? Not like this. Part of me is just like, I could keep these 3 and hope to draw a win con, I guess. But part of me is like, do I just go to game 2, be on the play, and they don't know what they're facing? I guess we'll see. What's their turn 1? And what's our first draw? Because I am tempted to just conceal the fact what our deck is doing, because what our deck is doing should be a surprise. Ooh, Mardu energy? Oh no, too late. Of course, they cast Thoughtseize. Now we... Oh my gosh. Well, ho-hum. I guess. I assume they're just Mardu energy, but let's just stick around to see what their deck is. If I don't draw land, I think I'm just going to go to the next game. But I want to make sure we're facing Mardu before I go into it. Yeah, Mardu energy. Okay. Didn't draw land. Perfect. Easy concede. Unfortunate that they know what we're doing. But I think this is one where we bring in the static prisons. It's interesting with Thoughtseize, they're not gaining as much life, but I think we still don't want to try. I think we want to sideboard out the Vengevine plan here, like we've done in the former energy matchups. So we take out all the cards that we need for Vengevines. The idea is like now if we set up for an Informer or Spy, we still hit our Creeping Chills to gain us life and buy us a turn ideally. Is Phantasmagorium needed? I guess there's sometimes that we want to like discard this Thassa's Oracle so that we can hit it with a Jolts of the Wake. We could go down one Besiege. No, we want to stay pretty heavy. Memory Journal, Thassa's Oracle. One time I sideboarded this out instead of the Narco Meat. I just had no win-con in the deck. Normally this would be the first cut, but I kind of like keeping them in with the static prisons. I think we'll just cut one land, because we went down to 60 cards and we only cut one land. But we don't want to cut more lands. I think this sideboarding makes even more sense into Thoughtseize, because we make our deck better against Thoughtseize. Trying to take our land drops, essentially. I think we keep... We definitely have better 6s, but do I have better 6s that also get Thoughtseized? I don't know. Obviously, if this was like 2 win cons, I'd feel a lot better. But now, if they Thoughtseize us, they kind of have to take this, so we at least get to develop our board, and we would rather top deck another win con instead of Belcher, if that makes sense. It is interesting with the fetch shock Thoughtseize start both games. The Vengevines probably would kill them. Because like they're only gonna be at 3 life after Creeping Chills at this point. But if they go like Guide or Guide Ocelot, like they gain life pretty quick. We get to keep a bunch of removal in our hand, which is kind of nice. I guess I'll play out the Fell the Profane and keep both ambushes, and I'm gonna play out the Transformer because we don't actually have. We can still win. Not win, but go for the win con next turn if that's what we draw. But otherwise, we can like cast Pentat and hold up Razorgrass for the next couple turns, which if they play like just an Ocelot here or something. Ajani, okay. A little awkward, but hopefully we get to kill the Ajani with a Razorgrass. That's a decent draw. I'll go with black and white for a Pentat on 2. I'm not going to bolt myself, even though that would save a Pented. Because I don't want to signal that I'm holding something up. So we can use this for colorless, and then one of the counters off of this to hopefully attack with all of them. Ooh, he's giving haste to something. Amped Raptor, okay. I mean, I think our target is still going to be a Johnny. We don't want this to flip. Once it flips, it does a lot of damage every turn. Giving that haste sucks, though. Oh, what does he got to buff up? I guess maybe we kind of have to just hit whatever he buffs. Of course he's going to hit that one. That would be smart. I guess I kind of have to do math here. If I kill the token now, this flips. He would have 2 creatures. He'd make a third. It'd do 3 damage to us. We're saving 4 damage, but taking 3. If I kill this, I save 1. But I have to take 4, 5, 6. Yeah. It feels bad, but I think that this is the right choice. And we have to take this 3 or 4, the extra 2 from the guide. Talisman. That's not what I want. I can hold up this. 1, 2, Creeping Chill next turn. I guess I kind of would want to keep 7 mana out so that I could cast and activate, but I mean, I only have one more Belcher in the deck. Cat. I guess we're lucky that that wasn't the first play or something, I guess, but what do we got here? If they Thoughtseize again, we're kind of in trouble. I guess they can't Thoughtseize now because of the way they tap their mana. The good news is I can still kill this because it's a 4/3 now. So we're only taking 3 this turn. They're making a token so they can hit for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 next turn. So I might still get 2 turns. Screaming Chill isn't the worst thing in the world. I guess we cast this out. I don't really want it stuck in my hand in case we need the green mana in the graveyard. Does it draw a card? It does draw a card. Maybe this... It's probably worth... Is it worth losing this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I still have 5 mana. I think it's worth losing this to draw a card this turn. I don't think it really matters what we exile. Of course, drawing a card I should have done in response to this. Oops. Yeah, that's a misplay there. If I end up going to 1, I can't now use that draw, so let's see if that ends up costing us the game. Really a bummer to lose. That's interesting he didn't attack with this because I have no cards in hand, but of course I'm going to 1. So I could have done this in response to Boar Masters, but I wasn't really paying attention, and now I can't do it or I lose. We lost game 1 just to terrible mulligans. Let's see. I mean, we're gonna die to this. Cancel. I want to hit the Flage at least for the fun of it. No, we wouldn't have got there. Okay. At least that silly mistake isn't what cost us the game. We were gonna lose either way. Couple draws down there. You know, bummer to lose that there. Fail rate of the deck on that first game. I have to look back. I mean, I think the second hand had 4 lands, no ramp, and no win con, and it's like that was our best hand looking back, but a Gigantha doesn't usually signal Thoughtseize, so I don't think we made the wrong choice, but obviously, you know, hindsight, it would be like, oh, that choice didn't work out. But the second game was close, much closer, and I don't think we want to mulligan a bunch into a Thoughtseize deck. But Thoughtseize is effective against us. The Flautist. Wonder if they're a flute player and couldn't fit Flautist. Thanks. Okay. Someone said, for you, good luck, and conceded. I wonder if they're just doing that throughout the day. Like, are they just wasting play points, queuing into a league and conceding 5 times so that people get free wins? That's a nice thing to do if you have, for instance, have played a bunch online and are quitting or whatever. You can't really do anything with play points other than play things, so that's kind of the whole point. Another awkward first hand here. Only 1 land, just I don't think is worth it. Yeah. If I knew for sure my first draw was any black land and I could go Pentad Prism into turn 3 Belcher, like I'd keep, but I don't think it's worth a keep. Especially because like that hand, if they play turn 1 Thoughtseize, we just can't do anything that whole game. This one is a keep. So there you go. We'd rather... It's hard because obviously like it's between one of these 2 cards. If we put Creeping Chill back, obviously we'd rather that trigger We don't need 3 swords, we only need 2 plus this, but if we draw a second sword and we keep this in our hand, we're kind of screwed. I think I will take the risk, and I'd rather trigger the chills on average. A lot of fast decks that we'd like to gain the life against. Obviously, they didn't show us Gigantha, so let's see. Yimzin. Seems like a Yawgmoth player. Nope. Not Yawgmoth. Is it Jeskai Control? We'll lead on this guy. Drawing another artifact's nice, just in case. Pentaprism is technically faster too. We can play the white, make 2 mana. So we could do Undercity Informer while keeping a mana open on turn 3. Oh, Ruby Medallion. Okay. We got ourselves a Ruby Storm player. I think they're going to be faster than this game 1. But there's nothing we can really do except pass the turn. Didn't draw one of our Orum's chance. Although if we did, it would be fantastic to use it this turn. They hit a Ral. So they need land plus Writ in their hand, and we're dead. Oh, they had a tap land. Okay. We get a turn 3. So there's a chance that we win this turn. Yay, we didn't draw Air Sword or Narcomy, but I'll go ahead and leave a mana open. I don't think there's any interaction they could have. But you know what? I'd rather be just in caseies. Now, as long as I target myself with this, we should do it. Float a green or whatever. We're gonna have to sack this for our what is his name? Salvage Titan. Oh, it's thinking. It's thinking. I like doing Narcomoeba first. I don't know what's happening with our graveyard there, sorry. I'll move this over here, maybe. 2, 3, 4. Narcomoeba. Yes. 1, 2. Okay, I'll float a green. I don't know, again, what they would do here, but just in case, we get Salvage Titan, we get rid of 3 artifacts that don't matter from the graveyard. We'll cast it for its alternate cost. Oh, look at that. We happen to have exactly 3. Here come the vines, all dressed in venge. 1, 2, 3, 4. A lot of resolving stacks here. Hey, they figured it out. They saw the line. That's where we win. We definitely want our stack interaction in this matchup. I'm trying to decide if we need to keep in the Thassa's Oracle line. I don't think we can often afford the extra turn. I don't know. I guess I could just look at the most popular lists, the Storm list. Like, what would they be playing that's effective against us? The one hard part is Belcher just won a big 10K tournament and a bunch more RCQs. So there might be Cleansing Wildfire in their sideboard, but they already play a Wish board. They're probably Veil of Summer is what they're playing. Into the Floodmaw, Engineered Explosive. So yeah, I don't really see anything. Nature's Claim maybe. They're really bringing in against us, which is nice on average. It's funny, Amethyst. I really need to figure out how to pronounce that. Amethyst, who has commented on the previous videos and has been playing this version of Oops. I just messaged him on Discord and they replied, confirming. So, look at that. Let's get rid of Pumpkin, Memory Journey, Thoracle, and Jolted Awake. And we had to just deal with the fact that if we do draw this Narcomoeba, we're up Poops Creek. But we get some interaction here. Orum's chants are, proactive interaction, and then we have reactive to stop if they bring Graveyard Hate. I guess packs aren't all that good because we can't win on our upkeep anymore. They're not really stopping us. This is kind of just a race, right? So we take out the Transformers because they're the slowest there, and then I think she was saying usually we'll just cut a Belcher to 60. You want to put back in a land and take out another Belcher? It's like I don't think we usually win with Belcher, but I guess there's an off chance we can survive a turn. I think I like it like that. Of course. The one Belcher. I guess we have to keep this one. Do we have to keep this one? If you were any other WinCon, I'd feel so much better. I guess we'll keep. Hey, look at that. Like a professional, we drew our WinCon. So again, they were on the play, but we beat them on the play game 1, which is great. We're kind of expecting to go to game 3, because they typically are a turn 3 deck as well. So this is kind of like who's on the play wins. So it's great that we won that game 1. I don't think, and maybe they're playing like a surgical, but I don't think they're really playing interaction. This is just a race, I think. We're just 2 cars drag racing, and we have no real way. Oh. He says as he draws his interactive card. Classic. This could be great. If they start ritualing, we'll wait till they cast Passive Flames and Orum's Chant. Or until they cast their own Orum's Chant or Silence. What is this one? Whenever you cast a non-creature, you may discard a card if you draw a card. And then they can level it up to make it essentially another Ruby. Okay, cool. We want them to spend these resources. Like I said, ideally we're doing it in response to Passive Flames. They have a lot of mana though. But Passive Flames is sorcery speed and all the stuff from in the graveyard. I think we got him here. They only have 1 card left in hand. Ooh, Defense Grid. That's no bueno. So we're going to have to respond to that. Morphos first. I'll let them keep. They're not. Are they discarding the card in their hand? No. So they like whatever is in their hand. They're going to draw another card. 5 mana, man. I assume they're going to cast this though. So yeah, we got to respond to that. I would like to target my opponent, please. I think we should be in the clear here. They're obviously going to try to set up for... I mean, next turn they're still pretty well set up for... all they have to do is cast... I mean, Passive Flames costs 3. So they just need like 1 ritual in their hand. But we should have them dead. They're at 18. It's a little bit of an awkward draw, but it's okay. Just making sure I don't make a mistake here. Cast this guy. They also can't cast spells on our turn, which is nice, because this stops them from casting spells. They don't have enough mana. Yes, I would like to sack it to itself. We have 1 less Creeping Chill, but we can discard the Vengevine. So we should be okay. Okay, why do you do this? Why are you like this? What is this called? We don't have to return Salvage Titan, which is interesting. We don't actually need... We need the Narcomoeba to come back for the... What's it called? I want to discard this, and this. Okay. Sorry, just getting the Vengevine in the graveyard here. I know technically don't need it until I cast the Salvage Titan, but doing it now. good measure. And now we cast the second. Dun, 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 dun. It's interesting they're making us click through. I guess they didn't see Salvage Titan in the graveyard, but once they saw us cast it, like they know how this works, right? Well, we got there. We kept a hand that wasn't going to get there and drew the exact cards we needed to get there. So that was a fun win there against a very fast and efficient combo deck. So showing how fast and efficient our combo can be, which obviously didn't happen game or match one. So it's nice to get that kind of redemption there, winning those games. Yeah, this is Pentad is obviously not as good because we only have black sources, but we can win with Talisman just as easy, and we have this is like almost a Thoughtseize proof hand, which is nice because they could take a land. We can't double on Pentad. Technically, taking a land would stop us from a turn 3 win, but we're obviously most likely to draw a land. Hey, look at that. We got the white land. Never didn't have it. I'll play out a black source because we do have Beseech. I don't have any interaction or anything I can do. So one nice thing with this deck is that you can pass turn a lot on Magic Online, whereas with Blue Belcher you regularly have to, don't want to draw more of those, maintain like each step of the game is important to be paying attention to when you're playing shoals and forces and commandeers and flares. I assume this won't get countered. It seems like a bad thing to counter, but if he does, I think that's fine. We're not going to get our turn 3 win if he counters it, but wow, that's aggressive. I mean, I don't know what our opponent's hand is, but without, I think this is only a decent play if he has a threat in play. Without a threat in play, I think you need to value your counter spells a little higher. But maybe he's just like got a frog here. No, Harbinger. Okay, it makes more sense now. He turned off my ability to create other mana, but doesn't know what we're playing because that doesn't really stop us. But especially doesn't stop this. It does stop Beseech, but luckily that's not all we have in our hand. Play out the Talisman. Play out the Sword for fun. Why not? Gives us something else to chuck. We're not going to be casting this. I mean, now we actually have the option of going for the Undercity Informer line, which is interesting. It's going to depend on whether or not our opponent taps out or not. They're considering their options. Is this an Oculus list? I guess it probably is. Main Harbinger. I guess to hit out Belcher. No, that doesn't hit out Belcher. That's silly. Belcher plays Harbinger. What are they doing? They have 1 black, 2 blue. They can cast Counterspell. So anything we cast gets countered by Counterspell. Undercity dodges Force and Consign, which they might be main decking. Either of those cards. I don't think I'm gonna get. Oh, I can protect it. Never mind. Didn't pay attention. I can't do both. I can't Orange Chant and cast Undercity Informer, but I can Orange Chant and cast Belcher. What are the chances they have a way to interact with it? Sink into Stupor is probably the best. Basically, sorry, I'm debating. Do I just go for Undercity? Or do I cast Orm's Chant and then draw Belcher? If I do Orm's Chant and Belcher and he removes it, I could still go for Undercity next turn. It's not like I'm under a fast clock, but I also just don't want to let him sit there and draw cards infinitely. You know, like he plays Considers, he might have Thought Scours. He might have, what are we doing here? Is he gonna counter this? Oh, a Thought Scour himself. Those are good hits for him as far as like he doesn't need Fatal Push in this matchup. Okay, so we know this resolves, and we just gotta hope he doesn't interact with it for a turn. Like I said, they usually don't play a lot of interaction, but a lot of them are playing at least a copy or two of Sink It to Stupor. Okay, what you got there? That felt good. Feels good to win a game 1 against a counterspell heavy deck. Like I said, the counterspell makes sense based on the fact they were gonna follow up with what's it called? We want these. I think we take out this plan against counterspell heavy decks because we have to rely on resolving spells multiple turns, and our protection from counter magic is this. So we don't want to rely on multiple turns. And we trim down on. I don't know if we want to trim on all of these because we saw Harbinger, which is awkward. Maybe even keep the Jack-o'-lantern in? Nah. Trim. We're supposed to go down one more of these, but maybe I'm going to cheat on one of these. And then Beseech. It makes sense to trim on Beseech against, especially into Harbinger. So instead of, usually it's one Beseech, one Belcher, I'm going to cut two Beseech. It's slightly worse on average, but against Harbinger it is better. Obviously we saw that game. I'm just going to consult real quick my little list here. I do want to put together a Oops primer as well. So 2 tap lands and a Myriad Call. Or I like cutting a black one because I'm bringing in Orm's Chance. And then 1 Belcher, the 2 Transformers. So we did the 2 Transformers, we did the Beseech and Belcher, we did 2 Beseech. And then you also take out the Thoracle Passage and 2 rocks. 1, 2, 3. But I'm not trying to cut 2 rocks. That's where I'm running into this. So I'm keeping in a rock over a pact, and we'll see how it goes. I think they're the Oculus decks because we saw that Thought Scour. So our turn 2 Oculus is very fast at killing us, but it likely also means they're not holding up interaction into our turn 3, which is nice. This looks like a keep. This is a great insulation against counter magic and Thoughtseize. So if he has a interaction heavy hand instead of a fast hand, we should be okay. If he has a fast hand, hopefully he doesn't also have interaction. Obviously his perfect draw is where he gets to go get the Surveil land, puts Oculus in the graveyard, and then Oculus on turn 2 and keep up interaction. Like Spell Pierce and Consign to Memory or whatever. Trying the Creeping Chill is awkward, but I'd love to see, I guess, a white land and an Orm's Chant, but, we'll see what we draw. We might just be jamming this into a counterspell, hoping the third one resolves kind of thing. And like I said, as long as Oculus isn't... Frog? Okay. Frog is both a clock and card advantage, which is frustrating, but it's a very powerful magic card. But I always say he, but they get to just leave up their, if they're smart, they just leave their lands open, even if they don't have interaction. They try to make me play around counterspell. Unless, I guess they have Harbinger, they might want to try to turn off my sources, but they saw I play Belcher. I get to draw a card. They're at 7 cards in hand. Doesn't feel like we're going to resolve something next turn, but we'll start jamming. In an ideal world, like, this would be an orange chant or a pact of negation, and we would be able to have a counter, have protection. Because just jamming it into counter magic doesn't always work. So there is potential that this game just goes counterspell, counterspell, counter. Hey, look at that. I think it's still correct to jam something this turn, and then next turn we're gonna bolt ourselves again. We're gonna go low, but I'll go for Spy this turn. This gets hit by Force and Consign, and on the off chance he brought in Consign because he saw this game one, we'll go for this. This also gets countered by Consign, I guess, now that I think about it. So it's not much of a difference. Maybe it was better to just jam Belcher at him, but because you want one of these to resolve. So you don't want to lead on the one you want to resolve, you want to lead on the one you want countered. Is what I should have done. But because I had two of them, is our opponent sitting there with a Force negation? No counterspell? What's going on? No. They just haven't, they don't know what this does? What is going through opponent's hand? They're like, wait a minute. This seems good against this deck. Hey, they hit an Oculus. Hope that doesn't get unearthed. Oh, are we resolving this? Are they gonna consign our like narco trigger? Oh my gosh. What is Magic doing? I don't know if you caught that. That recorded the video, but my narco was freaking out going on in the stack there. They could consign this plus a chill, which would be real bad for us. We don't have our alt win con in, so we're all in on this. Maybe I was supposed to wait. I just assumed this would get countered, but I suppose if they have counter consign, that's why I originally thought I was jamming this. I should have jammed this and not this into counter magic. And now they consign can win them the game for sure. Awkward. Opponent's really thinking over there, and I don't really know why. Okay. I guess they could wait and they could consign this. They also could consign the sword triggers or the Vengevine triggers. I only need 2 Vengevines though, so they can't wait that long. If you have consign, my friend, use it now. In paper magic, especially because most of my paper magic is played at F&M, I would say this. I'm not trying to like win an F&M game by confusing my opponent. It's like, hey, if you have a consign, you should use it on my Narcomoeba trigger. And it's funny because, like, half the time people are like, oh, thanks. Other half the time people are like, they don't trust you. Like, oh, I'm just thinking. Just let me think. They get really annoyed if you know what card they have. It's like, listen, most of us are playing with Solve 75s. It's not like a secret that your deck plays 4 consigned to memory in the sideboard or some number in the sideboard and main deck. Okay, now I'm genuinely confused as to what our opponent is doing this turn with their open mana and 6 cards in hand. Okay, well, I think this means we win. I'm not sure what card they could have at this point. This is an activated ability on our good friend Savage Tender, so they can't consign that. And once we cast it, even if they counter the Salvage Titan, we still get our Vengevines, and they could only possibly consign 2 of our Vengevines, which means the other 2 are going to do lethal damage. So maybe he's holding like Flood Maw, and he's trying to think of like what I can bounce. And I don't think there's nothing you could bounce to stop this combo. Obviously, like returning a Vengevine slows it down. But if you bounce the Narcomoeba, it doesn't matter. I already have the swords. If you bounce this, it doesn't matter. I already have the trigger. What are we doing? I'm so confused. Maybe he's like, oh, consign that. Now he realizes what we're doing. That we're about to get back Vengevines. Sorry, friend. It's too late. you had your chance, and you missed it. I guess technically I should have left out the, whatever it's called. I'm dead if it goes to next turn. I don't have memories, like I can't shuffle things into my deck. I am just dead if it goes to the next turn, so I'm not really concerned. But overall, you should get used to just sacking the swords, not the thing in play unless it's an empty pentad, because if we were going to the next turn, I would have just lost mana. I didn't need to sack the talisman. It's better to sack the sword. So I do think our opponent's sitting there with consign, and I think that they were confused, which is unfortunate for them, but I think they'll learn now. I think they're going to consign 2 of these triggers and then die because they're at 8 life. But yeah. Good luck. I guess friend might sound condescending. I try to sound how in the future, consign the knock trigger is best. Good luck. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm trying to genuinely help you. But okay, we won a game because our opponent didn't know what we were doing. That's another thing that's hey, they might be used to what's it called, Blue Belcher, but they're not used to us. I guess we'll just go for the full league because we got that free win there. We're already 3-1, which is nice. But our games are going quick. This is what I was hoping the deck would feel like. I had some pretty grindy matchups in the last couple videos, and also I was learning the deck. I think I'm playing faster is part of why it's going quicker as well, for sure. Here we go. Here we go again. Master Beardsman. I feel like I've seen that screen name before. We're on the play for the first time. Not first time, I don't remember. We don't have our ramp card. So this is a turn 4 win unless we draw a ramp card. But we have insulation against Thoughtseize into an unknown opponent. I don't know. I'm asking the master if they would keep this 7. It's close in my head. Obviously, this is just whatever, but it's not critical. I could turn 1 this to turn 2 draw a... Oh, they say no. Did we do better, team? We're 1 land away from better. Okay. I suppose that is better. Oh no, I thought this was a land. My bad. I thought I had a black land and a white land, and I just realized that it's 3 win cons now. I'll have to go back and look at which one deceived me, but we might have just tossed this game, my bad. Our opponent is playing Creeping Shell. What? No. Okay, well. Life goes on, not for us. We're against a Dredge? Blue Dredge? I haven't seen Dredge in forever, so I'm really confused. We have a 61% chance to find 2 lands plus win con plus rock if we mull to 5. So yeah, We definitely should have mulled to 5 here because we were still 61% to find a good 5, but I misclicked. Missaw. What is this? If you gain 3 more life, return it from the graveyard battlefield tap. So he's trying to hit another Creeping Chill to ghoul us. I'm genuinely confused. I don't know if we want to hit the Dredge card, or this has flashback, or just one of the ghouls. Wow, we are. I think we're going to hit the Dredge card. He can, in response, draw a card. Nope, just surveil more? That's odd. Will you stop popping out? Just stay in the graveyard. I hate you, Magic Online. Oh, man. Hey, I heard you like win cons. Now you got more win cons. Oh, it is what it is, you know? What does this do? I should probably read this. Sack, target player draws 3, then discards. Activate only if there's 7 or more. Oh. 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 We got lots of cool stuff going on over here in the opponent's deck. They're gonna get prize amalgam. They discard their hand, draw 3. I assume they're gonna start dredging the imp. Yep, they dredge the imp, dredge the thug, dredge another. Wow, and now they can. Oh, they can't activate this turn. They got Narcomoeba, they got this, got Creeping Chill, so I gotta get back their Silver Smoke Ghouls. So we're dead. Right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yep. Let's just see if we draw our second land here. I'm just curious. But we are definitely dead next turn. Just, yeah. The amalgam triggers are really annoying in Dredge the way they work online, where each trigger triggers them again. It's like, so there were only 3, but they had like 12 triggers. Heyo. No land. Okay. So, you know, another mistake gives us a loss. Is Orange Chant worth it? I don't think Static Prisons really work it. Once things are on the battlefield, it's kind of too late. I think Chant is probably worth it. They could have a lot of blockers, so I think we have to keep in the Thoracle line. Question is whether we want to actually cut our deck down. I think we just stay at 67. I want to give us the best chance of drawing a good hand, and I don't think Orange Chants are going to really improve our matchup that much more than just having a turn 3 win. This is technically a turn 3. So we'll go for it. Obviously, if we have draw a black source, we can turn 3 while holding 1 mana up. And we have to discard the Vengevine to Phantasmorgium. On the play, turn 3, we should be able to get there. Obviously, both decks play Creeping Chills. He actually has to shock himself. We bolt ourselves. You know, it's pretty close back and forth there. Really embarrassing that I lost this game when I apologize for my misplay. We almost had a 4-1 league here. Well, we could still have a 4-1 league. But I felt like we were favored that game. Black Source. Nope. Because this and this are effectively the same right now, we'll play this one out because it's a repeatable black source, where this would only give us 1 black mana. What do they play? Cards and graveyards can't be the targets of spells or abilities. Thinking. Do we target? We don't target with anything except for... We target with Memory's Journey. We didn't sideboard it up. But we don't target with our combo. It is all triggers out of the graveyard. I guess this also like protects. We can't like We did target. That's what happened. We targeted him with our little pumpkin, right? But yeah, he has blockers. Only one blocker. No, we. Why do you? Why, deck? Why do you hate me so much? it just loves to. Can we win this turn? We put him to. Yeah, we put him to 2. Then we have one blocker. But awkward that we drew the Phantasmorgium and have a Vengevine. So now we can't discard this Vengevine. So we're only going to get 3 back, but he only has one blocker, so. Our opponent gets to see our deck. Hey, I got Creeping Chills too. Yes, 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 yes. Hopefully my mouse. I want to go back to using my keyboard. I'm worried, as you've seen and I've complained about before, my mouse jumps around sometimes, and so I don't want to accidentally try to click like yes on one of these triggers that literally win me the game or not, and hit no and just like die. All triggered abilities. As soon as the second one hits the field, we're good to go. Okay. I guess he could have had like a bounce spell for one, or a bolt for one of them. So he needed to see all 3. I don't know. He could have seen them all in the graveyard. Keep it how it is. I like the 67. Well, hopefully after making that mistake, we can still get the win. I like that hand. Hand 1 is a 3 land, they're actually lands, and a ramp card, and 2 informers. We'll keep. And if he has a bunch of graveyard hate, we can hope to just cast Belcher and survive a turn. It's possible with a deck like theirs that they might be playing like Surgical, but oh, he's had a mulligan. Sorry, friend. Dredge notoriously does decent off of mulligans, though. Like our deck. We often win off of 5s and 4s. We've done it before. We'll do it again. Should have done it game 1. Sorry. Talking about Pokemon Pocket. If you want to play a mobile game and like card games and wish that, Arena was actually mobile friendly, check out Pokemon Pocket. It's a lot of fun. It's especially fun for the nostalgia value of, having grown up playing Pokemon. I never really played the card game. I got the cards and played it incorrectly as a kid, which I think is how most people played. Looking back, I realized my big thing was I didn't understand that the energy it was supposed to be like a separate pile. I thought it was part of your deck, so you had to draw both Pokemon and energy. Oh wow, our opponent got their nut draw here, so to speak. Again, they mold a lot, and they hit. Oh, they didn't hit anything for prize amalgams to trigger or their ghouls. But they're likely to now. They've seen half their deck already. That was a good turn too. Trying to think if there's any reason to play one thing over the other at this point. I could bluff holding up something, but I guess it doesn't really make a difference. We'll just play this out and pass and hope we're not dead. The one good thing is the amalgams come in taps, so they don't come in as blockers to the ghouls. also come in tapped. So what did he hit? Oh, he's playing Leyline? Interesting. He missed on his dredge. What did he like sideboard out Narcomoebas and Creeping Chills? Really curious if they're just super unlucky or like what. Oh, I could play Bulgar Trawler. Do we think that they have interaction here? I don't know what our opponent's doing. They're playing a weird off deck. I could go for the win here, and it's probably correct, but I'm going to go for interaction. If they're playing a counterspell, I'd rather them counter this because I've drawn extra lands. It's going to activate this in response. Okay. Targeting himself. He got the Narcomoeba. And a Creeping Chill. But everything else is delayed triggers, right? If I had just gone for the win here and he did this in response, I would have been fine. But now all he's got to have is Narcomoeba and one land and some Dredge cards in his hand. No, two Narcomoebas. I mean, I don't know. Curious to see what the plan is here. All those amalgams never got their effects. Well, I didn't target him, so this wouldn't have saved him. He's swinging. He's got a 7-turn clock. I have a 7-turn clock. So I think we're good to go. We will... I just want to like not make a mistake that I don't need to make. Bolt ourselves just to be careful. Play this guy out. I'm almost targeted, like if I could almost mill them out, but I could sack him, I guess, but I'm going to sack this guy. I haven't drawn any Creeping Chills or Vengevines. This will put them to 9. They have no blockers, like we should be good to go. I mean, more than half of their deck is exiled. Will you stop? Magic, why do you keep just popping graveyards out at random? Yes. I also could have survived a turn, paid 1 to, you know, do the Memory Journey trick if he somehow had like a surgical. Oh, he can't even surgical. This actually like protects my cards. Funnily enough. Funnily? Is funnily a word? I don't know. But there you go. We end up with a 4-1. Really, it's 3-1 because we were just given a free win, but, you know, I'm not going to complain at that. Some good running for the deck. Did see a fail right there against that Mardu deck, causing us to have kind of a non-game, and also just my own misclick, I made a misplay that cost us a game here. I don't know why our opponent made a click through that, but there you go. Got the wins. 4 wins and 1 loss. Hope you enjoy. Have a fantastic day. I hope you are having a great day. And if you're not, well, you know what? It could get better. You're right. That voice inside your head that says it could get worse is right. It could get worse, but it also could get better. And sometimes just need to hear it could get better. You're worth it. You are. Even if you've done terrible things. You're not a terrible person. You're worth it. Have a good one.